Shavuos. Cholev. Okay. Well then, they should help. Fine. Shosh Yidin Yisrael Nasal Nishma. English, Yiddish, French, Spanish, huh?
Whatever you speak.
English, yeah, English is fine.
English. Shosh Yidin Yisrael Nasal Nishma. When Yidin, how do you say Yidin in English?
Preface.
Preface. Oh. Nasa before Nishma. The Gemara says, Yor the Malach HaShoris, V'koshulem Shnei Ksor, the Malachim came, and they gave him two crowns, Echad Keneged Nasa, Echad Keneged Nishma. One for Nasa, one for Nishma. That's Gemara. Now, this the Rebbe is gonna, this is called, the whole Hemshech is called B'Shosh Ekdimu, there's only a few questions that will be here, and don't worry, we're not gonna get back to it. So basically the question is, and you know, the simple meaning of these words are why did they gain these crowns? Because they, how do you say, prefaced? Nasa before Nishma. That's why deserving of these crowns, the special idea of a crown. What's a crown? It's only someone special gets it. Like another Gemara explained in length what's a crown. This mind is going to go into Kesser B'chalal. What's B'chalal the musik of Kesser, not the specialty of the Kesser. What is a Kesser? Pashtus, a Kesser, something special, so you only get it when you did something special, something you didn't have to do. So it simply would mean that because they were Magdim, Nasal Nishma, they were worthy of getting these crowns. If they would fakir say Nishma before nice, they wouldn't get it. It would be Shashmi or Bishvilasi, there's nothing new. If you're gonna, the person, the Yidden would say Nishma Benasa, there's nothing special about it, so there's no deservance of crown. Why? It's Mashma here is saying that they wouldn't get two. It's as if it's one bringing the other. I can't have Nasa without Nishma. So it's not two actions. You say Nasa before Nishma, it's two different things. There's Nasa and there's Nishma. So maybe you can get two different things. Al Kuponim, the advantage is firstly they have specialty and also they will dafke in such order. But when he says later that he got one for Nasa, Nishma, Mashma, from this it seems like Shashnek Sorim, not because they said something first and something later, rather the mere fact that they were ready in these two parts of them. Nasa, the Keach Hasi, is ready to give themselves over, and Nishma, their understanding to give over to the Eibishter. So for these two, so to speak, the Chavekla is giving themselves over to the Eibishter, so deserving of these two crowns. He doesn't say that one is for Nasa v'Nishma and one is because they preface, how do you say, they said one Nasa before Nishma. If so it's no mention of it. If they would say that one is for the two, giving themselves over in two different aspects of their life, so to speak, which will say it encompasses the whole person, the Nasa of the person, the Nishma of the person. And another thing is the way they did it, so they got another crown. But it doesn't say that. So where is this advantage, the fact that they said Nasa before Nishma? Where do we see this stressed in the crowns? Where did it fall away? What they gave for it? And it's mashma the Pashto Maimon Azal that it is for that. So the beginning and the end of the Maimon Azal is a steer one to another. Understood? Yeah? First. Also we have to understand am I going too fast?
No, go ahead.
Also, we have to understand why the giving of the crowns was through the Malachim. We find some places, but the Rabbi, Kadeshim, Safe Pash, here I see some wrote Kuvdal. Anyways, it says like this. I think it's Chavdal. I don't know, maybe the guy didn't know why it says the language of B'cholif. So it says over there, Moshe Melech, Shebnei Medina, Otru Legimul Atoris. Gives a Moshe for the Gimul Kedushas we say in every day, Kodesh Kodesh, or on the Parasdeshim it says 3 times, Kadeshim Tiyu, Kadeshim Tiyu, and Kadeshim is Kadeshim, so it's 3 times Kodesh. So the question is, why 3? So the Medrash brings a Moshel HaMelech, Shemnei Medina, Otru Legimul Atoris. The people gave him 3 crowns. And what did the Medrash continues? Ma Asa HaMelech, what did the king do with the crowns? Echo Nosan Bereishei, and two he gave in the son of the head of his children. And the Medrash concludes, Kach al yenim achtirim b'chol yem HaKadosh Baruch Hu gimel ha'toris. The al yenim say for the Eibishter 3 ha'toris. They give the Eibishter 3 crowns. We'll learn later, the Maimon will understand what is the meaning of saying Keser. Other places it says clearly in Chassidus, that's the idea of saying Keser Yitluch Hashem Elokeinu Malachim. They're giving the Eibishter Keser, the realization of Keser. We'll get to it.
The Ayin refer to Malachim.
Malachim, yeah. So it says they give the Eibishter 3 crowns, Shem Gimel Kedushas, 3 holinesses, which we'll see later how it's connected, the crown and holiness. It's very connected. Not lechad nosim bereishe. One he took and put on his head. Shnayim nosim bereish bonav. And the other 2 he put on the head of his children. It's going on the. So we see over here, Harei in this medrash seems like the nesinas ha'toresu me'akadosh baruch hu ba'atzim. The giving of crowns belongs to the Eibishter himself. The kaneimer yor the malach hashoris v'koshu. Here it says that the malach hashoris are the ones that gave the crown.
Are these the same crowns?
Oh, so the question is it the same crowns? So you can say it's not, because here it's being special by B'Shashak giving so nice al nishman. Here it's every single day by the Gimel Kedushas. But I guess the diuk is the idea of a keser. Who has this crown to give? Who gives crowns to the Yidden, so to speak? So over there it's mashma, it's coming direct from the Eibishter. And here it says,
but here the Eibishter himself is makabel from the Malachim.
So for sure they could give directly. Yeah.
So they can give it direct. They're the ones giving it.
The question maybe it goes to the Eibishter. The Eibishter gives it. It's something more worthy of. A component did. I don't know the answer of the Maimer, but a component, you see that there's 2 types of hashpois. It's not the diuk, so to speak. How could it be here? It says like this. It's like this. It's more. What is it that it says over here? What is it that it says over here? If it's not just keser gzeder shove. Obviously, since it's different ishtalshos of the keser, different ways it came. Obviously, speaking of the different objects. And what is it? It's not the question. How could it be? So this is not. It's not so the kasha, it's v'tzorach lahavim. You have to understand, not the kosher. You don't find so much of chassidus, it's tzorach iyun or the kosher. It's not a regular lashon. It's v'tzorach lahavim. We have to get what's happening over here. Oh, yeah, fine. Also, once Rabbi said that in Tanya you find a lot of times of Vazei Yuvan. He doesn't ask so many questions. They don't of Vazei Yuvan. You learn chassidus, automatically you will understand everything. It's not like the ikers and the kasha. If the mames will know the truth, automatically everything will make sense. Well, fine. So he says over here, he says, even though I'm asking such a strong question, also there he mentions that the Yenim are the one that gives the crown. Fine. So it's not such a strong question. You see the Malachim are in touch with the crowns, but why the Yidden over here came through the Eibush, and here it comes straight from the Malachim. In the Mishnah of it says, Gimuk Soremein. It's another place we speak about crowns. Although the crowns, we'll be able to get a general picture to explain all these places. It says it's 3 crowns: Keser Teira, Keser Kudim, Keser Malchus. Keser Shem Tev Eila Al Gabeim. Keser Shem goes above all these 3. Harei Sheyesh Gimuk Sorim. So we see that there's 3 crowns, and these 3, the Yidden have all 3. Sai Teira, Sai Kudim, Sai Malchus. Vekanei Me Shekosh Lem Rak Bais Ksorim. And here it says that they only gave Yidden 2 crowns. Also, we have to understand. Because the Mishnah Gimul Ksorim, there's 3 crowns. You're saying Dal Ksorim. If you count the details, you see that eventually he mentions the 4th one too. In Keser Shem Tev, with the Keser Shem Tev, if so, the law Melech Choshev Keser Shem Tev b'minyan kol Ksorim. So why doesn't he count it together with the other 3? V'yemer Dal Ksorim. So why does he divide it? And this is 3, and then there's on the Elal Gabein, which is a separate, not in the count. The Gam, we have to understand now, Al-Loshen She'ela Al-Gabein, he goes on top of them. What does this mean? What is the meaning? It's on top of them. It's higher than them. Or it's Al-Gabein. Then you have this case, or whatever you can imagine the meaning is. We'll have to know what Ataka means. Fine. So this is all these questions. Now he's going in the detail of the 3 Ksorim, which is mentioned in the Mishnah. V'hinei, Hagimul Ksorim, these 3 levels of Keser, going the 3 Keser, Teira Chulu. So b'derech klal hein ba'gimul kav. Generally, this is the 3 different kavim. Kav v'yamin, smil, and emtza. Keser kol hunehu, which is giving, and chesed bur and tiferes. Yeah, giving is the right. Smil is more vuris, withholding. And tiferes is a mixture of both, basically. Like rachamim, you have pity. Even though you know the person's state, he's not deserving, still I'm going to give him. That's basically the idea of Tiferes. It's scholars of both. It includes both. On one hand, he knows what's happening, not like Chesed, which is oblivious. He doesn't know, he's just giving good. He sees only good in everybody. Not like Gvura that only sees harsh, is severe. He means he's judging, and he sees everything for he really is. He sees that if he's not royal, he's not going to give. Mashiach Rachamim is, although he's not deserving, still I have Rachmanis and I give him. It's the scholars of the Chesed and Gvura. So he says over here, Keser Cohen, the Ayin of Cohen is connected with Kava Yamin. Why? The Kiyodua, the Kain of Chinas HaChesed. Kain is the idea of Chesed. It says in the Pasuk, you are a Kain forever. Why does it say? So why do we see? Where do we see Chesed? We say Chesed is the Ayin of Kain. Why? Because the Ato who B'chinas Gilui. When you say you is a concept of revelation. When can you say you only if the thing is right here? Shezau HaHefesh bein Ato lohu. That's the difference. You say he, which is someone not here, and Ato means you. The Ato l'neichach is present. He's here. So when you say Va'ato, it's speaking idea of revelation. And we say Va'ato Kain. Generally, we learn the pasuk say Va'ato. Whoever is referring to is a Kain. But here he's saying no. Va'ato, the idea of Ato itself, that is Kain. What is connection with Chesed? He says revelation. The Chesed hu b'chinas gilui. What's Chesed? Kindness, giving, revelation, giving. V'hu also we find that Chesed is the reishes gilui hamidus. The beginning of all emotion starts with Chesed, like it says, Yemam mitzav Hashem chaste. Shenikar gam ken yem. It's day, which is every midah is called a day. It's a revelation, it's expression. And Chesed, it says, is the midah that goes Yema the ozl in kuli yemin. You say kol Yema the Yema of David. Every midah has its impact. Sheish meibreishis in the Ma'amer B'Mitzvahs connect with the 6 midahs. So you see, every midah is a Yema revelation, and Chesed is the beginning of everything. Why is Chesed the beginning of everything? In short, you see, even Gvura is also expression of Chesed. You can't have Gvura if you don't have Chesed.
That's difficult.
Why? For example, you say someone in Australia, not today, it's very hard to say someone in Australia, you could be speaking to him simultaneously. In the old world, 20 years ago, someone in Australia, you didn't even see him before. You didn't know him before. He didn't exist. So you're going to say you didn't speak to him. If you don't speak to someone for 3 days, so it's a sign of hatred. I didn't speak to someone in Australia for 3 days, it's hatred. I have something against him. Someone that I have something to do with him, and I don't speak to him for 3 days, that's a showing that I'm holding back. So really the Gvura is a Teitzah of Chesed, because I have a Shayches, then I can have Gvura. Then I can have withholding. Also, Bichlal, someone has an encounter with someone that's not coming out good, so it's because we have something in common. There we can have a fight. You can't have a fight with someone that you don't know, someone doesn't exist in your life. So there has to be a kesher, a chesed, a yizgalus, a kiruv, in order. Just confused as kislev, mikrovli. The fight, the biggest fight is when you're the closest. Yeah, mikrovli. Lashon kiruv. The chassidus asked the question after they have kiruv and kiruv is a fight. How they both fit in the same word. But at the end of the day is that the closer you are, that's where the real. That's where you can have a fine. So b'meila, so that's why we see, and more than that, it's the Gvura itself is a bitui of Chesed. Really, it's also because we're close. Therefore, every word we say, everything we say, has an impact because we're close. If it would be not in my world, it doesn't exist. Couldn't care less because it's close. So that's the thing that we see. The Chesed is ozlim kula yemin, because really you have to have some sort of revelation, some connection, which really. Even Gvura Dikipul is also revelation, also a connection with the person. So maybe it's also Kuli. So that's the Ayin of Chesed. Then there's the Kamishkos of the Siddur B'Pirush Baruch Shalom. It says in the Siddur, the Siddur, it's called Shalom. This is the Keser Malchus who will be Kavas Meil. Keser Malchus and Kavas Meil on the left side. Why? The Harei Malchus Ikir Binyonohu Me'akvuris. The main build-up of Melucha is from Gvuris. Why? So he says, Liyes, this Havus Biyah, the creation of all the worlds, Biyah B'Yitzirah, Nivroyim, V'chol HaMshochas V'Hagiluyim B'Biyah, all the revelations in Biyah, Hakil Hu Al Yedei Malchus, everything is through Malchus, Al Kein Binyonu Hu Me'Gvuris. Therefore it's created from Gvuris. Therefore it's based on Gvuris. What is that one there? So this is what's Melucha. Melucha means, always Melucha Eimel B'Leyam. A king makes a nation, makes people separate from him. You say, for example, a rich man, what's he give? He gives riches. A chocham gives chochmah. A kind person gives chesed. What does a king give? He doesn't make kings. He doesn't give kingdom. The contrary. He hides himself. He removes himself. And that's what he gives. The richuk, that's what he gives, and that's what makes him a melech, and the people become his am. Because he's removed from me, I cannot get in touch with him. That's why it says, in Yishvin al Kisei, in Eichvin al Susei, you can't, in Nesik Shur Orem, you're not allowed to see him. To remove him, the more that you remove him, that makes him become a king. That gives him the power that he should have ashpor, that he should be able to become subject to him. So it's because he's removed, it's a simul chur, if he's removed, he's not giving anything. That itself what he's giving. He's giving being removed. So in a way, we spoke before about gvuris, that gvuris has to be with a connection. That's when gvuris could work. But in a way, melucha is like gvuris, the absolute gvuris. It's like taking gvuris to another level. It's the not connection, the not revealing himself, like when he gives a decree. He doesn't explain himself, and that's why it's a decree. That's why it's coming from a king. The king will start explaining, you know why you should do this for this and this and this. So he's opening himself up, then he's ois melech, he's no more king. The decree, Omar Malka Okar Tura, without explanation. That's what makes him remove. That's what makes him a king. So the binyan from melucha is from gvuris, from being hidden. And here he explained L'maylo. It's even more, it's even stronger. L'mato, sof, there's something in common between the king and the people. L'mayl, the Eibush had to create something, not himself, had to create nivroim, not a lakus. How is there a possibility to be a nivro? Must make self other than the Eibush, nish the Eibush. How will he not feel the Eibush? By the Eibush totally hiding himself. And so we don't have no feeling. It says if we would feel the Eibush, we would feel our creator, we wouldn't feel self. Our whole self, which that's the whole base of our mitzvah, the yesh, is only because we don't feel the Eibush. But that way we feel the Eibush, we can. Then we'll be is nivra. So in order biyasha come to exist, there has to be the zin of melucha, the Eibush hiding himself. That's the zin of gvuris to the total. That's why Keser Malchus is the idea of kavasmil. That's melucha is kavasmil, but kein gama Keser Malchus of kavasmil. Therefore, even the Keser Malchus, whatever exactly is Keser Malchus, the will to have to become a king, or the pleasure of becoming a king, it's also the idea of smil, because it's all connected with being removed, not to be revealed, withheld. So, Keser Teira, so Keser Teira is in the middle line. Why? So here he brings the Kaneda, but Gimel Dvorim, which the Leim Eilmeime, Teira, Vedic Mos Chasodim, we know the Teira became a Mitzvah. It's explained in many places, Chassidus. The Teira has two unionim of Buddhas and Chasodim. You have the Pasuk, it says, Mine Eish Das Lame, the Eibishter gives from his right hand, he gave a fire of dos, Teira to the people, which it's included both opposites. One of it's right, which is chesed, and then there's fire, which is gvuris. Then there's the mitzvahs and mitzvahs, do and the not do. That's to give, that's the doing is connection, and then leisus you can't do, don't do. That's the idea of gvuris, and Teira has both, and that's the beauty of Teira. So that's the Teira is kavem tzoi. So Akaponim, that's the three ksorim. So l'chura, this is a pirush in the Mishnah Poshet. To see a wider way, till now we understand there's ksorim, here mitamal Mishnah of Gimel ksorim. So he explains how do you have three ksorim, because there's three kavim, the male, every kav has its keser. And what's a keser altogether? So this is the Ikir HaMaimer and Ikir HaTcholos HaHemshech, this is what he's basing on. What is a crown? First it's keser, it's a crown, but what's keser? When you say Lamailo keser, what does it mean? Dehine. He said, but part of Shar Erkeak Inuim, it says in part this, Erech keser. There's a sefer, Erkeak Inuim, which is in the entire, every kinui, every description. It speaks of what a keser is. V'zel Hashem. Yeshe pirush miloshen hamtona. It means waiting. Kemei ktar wait for me a bit. That's what he says. He brings this lotion. Yeshe pirush. V'akavone. What does he mean? V'akavone. This is all the lotion of the parties. The Ramak. V'akavone al tachshiv b'mokim hazeh klal. Don't think here at all. Omnom hamtein, wait ad sheyispashit, v'oz tuchalahovim. Wait till this thing is expressed, explained, and then you'll be able to understand. Ken Pirsha again. There's a state you can't understand. That's Keser. In other words, we know now that Keser means wait, forget. Now, in other words, Lamayla is Keser. They're saying now, wait, now the Eibush is not revealed. Atzilas, that's Gilui. That's when the Eibush is going to be revealed, but can't verstehen the Eibush. That's the way the Gehenim explain. Uzeh Gamkein, and this is included, the Rabbi Rashab is explaining, but this is included also Pirush Keser Loshen Shtike. This includes also the idea of being quiet, the Hainu, where he says the Loshen Hamtainli. Wait, V'dei Milahagidov, don't say anything. Why can't I say anything? Why do I have to hold back? Because there's nothing to say. There's nothing to explain. The Ina, like the story of the Tuchsidin, Zalmesha asked, Zalmesha, it's like I'm sure you heard, then he once went to a big mosque, went to Meshki Gerari. He asked him, what's different Yisraelis, what exactly? He asked him, what's Pshitis or what's Atzilis? So he said, well, I'm going to explain it to you. You know the story?
We just talked, we just mentioned the story in America.
So he said, how could I explain it? So he said, explain it, you can't verstehen. Whatever you till he got him to start speaking. He started speaking to him.
Smack.
He says, Das is Atzilus, this is Atzilus. And he gave a 5. He says, Das is Atzilus. You can learn the story for a few days, but that's not the Nakud is that he wanted to say, you start explaining the Eibishter, you're already off. You're already off. You're not speaking about the Eibishter. You're saying, not the Eibishter. It's very, whatever, in other words, what you're saying is not just what you're saying, what you think you understand, what you think you have it out. It's anything. When we understand it, it's not the way the thing is. The thing is Shalei B'Erech. There's part of it that's being revealed to us that I can have a grasp and understand something, but it's not the thing the way it is. B'chol Eifens, he said, you give a 5 means the realization that I can get it. A 5 is a whistle. He gave a whistle. He got the story.
No, I'm listening to it.
The story finished already. That was the end of the story. The story was, he asked him, what's the pshat? What does it mean? Atzilus or pshitas? What does it mean? Simplicity? So he told him, he doesn't want to tell him. He told him, he started explaining it. Then he says, he gave him they're a good friend. Don't think that they weren't good friends. The Meish Gerari would come every Fabring to the Zalmeish. Every Fabring, Zalmeish was Fabring often, every Shabbos. He would go, he had the whole walk, he went every, and I don't know, he was older, but anyways, he went to him every week to hear his Fabringen. He was bucket in the Gans. Once, the whole story came, he didn't come to the Fabringen, anyway. So he walked to him, the whole story, anyways, the Nakud is they were very close.